Welcome to another Quantum Conversation. I'm Loren Gailey, and I invite you to sit back as we enter the quantum realm, that space of the greater part of you. It is your connection to infinite possibilities, infinite potential, and infinite mastery. Welcome, 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 beautiful hearts. We are in the 8-8 portal and connecting to the Sirius Stargate, the Lion's Gate. This is a sacred pause for you in the cosmic rhythm of the flow of life, and we invite you to open your heart even more to receive frequencies of light. Today, we're going to be talking about the blue rays and the blue ray temples and this beautiful light emanating from Sirius. Let's welcome Zinat Lakdawala. She is a light language alchemist, and she is ready to activate us. Hi, Zinat.
Hello.
Thank you for being here. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So here we go. We have been moving through this summer, and we can feel the newness of this year. It is like a planetary new year. Share with us what is happening energetically at this very important portal.
So when I look at the last couple of weeks, rather, we had the time of the day out, which was on July 25th, which was a pause day for us. And from the pause day, we entered into the Sirius gateway. And when we look at Ceres is our spiritual sun, and it is around 8.7 light years from us, and it is the second most closest star to the planet Earth. So it's like our cousins, it's like our neighbor, and it's like it's most aligned to us. And there is a very important reason that why it is so close to us. So when we moved from the pause day, and we started the new planetary year, and the first is working with this energy of the Syrians. Energetically, we are accelerating, and we are accelerating at a very phenomenal speed, if I have to say. This acceleration is not only working with us at a physical body, it has been working with us energetically. It is working with us at a community level. It is working with us at a higher level with our entire, where we are looking at people, humanity at a bigger chunk. So as Ceres, and when we look at the energy of Syrians, when Syrian, we look at them as two aspects. They are service to people. Their philosophy is service to people. And some of them are non-physical and some of them are physical. And when there was a galactic war that happened zillions of years ago, and when people moved or beings moved from one planet into the other, and when they came and they started colonizing Syrians, Syrians, being the energy of service to people, wanted to bring in a particular kind of essence. But everything has the white and the black and all the gray shades. So that's where things started moving away from its, you can say, the point of a zero. And that energy still impacts us. We are still feeling the impact of that energy, of that duality, of that polarity. And that's when we move into the year, which is the planetary movement of the year, another year is given to us as an opportunity for us to align ourselves and get into the, whether positive or negative, the aspect or whatever is required of us is to get into the integration of it. And right now, Earth is not being given the choice. We have to make a choice, and we have to align ourselves to that. So whether you want to move into the light or you want to move into the dark, the opportunity is given to us for alignment. So energetically, we will be pushed in relationship, in work, in bringing anything that is required into our field. We are going to be pushed, and that is what this year beginning is for us.
Well, we are feeling those energies that you've articulated so beautifully for us. I am just looking back at the past few weeks, right? The day at a time, and then how things shifted. Wow, that day, yeah, my world definitely did shift. How was everyone's world? How was everyone's world these past few weeks? So if it's being accelerated and we're being pushed and we need to decide, this is a powerful time then, because sometimes we can say, all right, we're ready for something for the next step, but then we still hold a resistance within us. So if we're being accelerated and then we're being asked to make this choice, it is time to push through all
Yes,
resistance of stepping out and speaking with our voice, right? And this is a time to be very courageous.
it
What do you
is.
say about that? Tell us more.
So the way the push is happening is that, especially because the period of time that we are in right now, we have four major outer planet in retrograde,
Mm.
and it's like everything is coming in alignment for us to take that choice, to make that choice. So you have a Neptune, which is all about illusion. It's in retrograde, and so it's shattering your illusion of the world that you have created. It's shattering it's your point of view of being in the fog or being in the dream and not believing your own self. So it is shattering that for you. You have Saturn, my God, the Saturn, the Lord of Karma, the timekeeper. And when he or it is going through a retrograde, it is asking you the most important question: why? Why are you doing this? If you're doing hard work, why are you doing this hard work? What is the outcome of this hard work? So, and this question is coming over here for us at this moment of time. This question is very important. Is it for the collective you're doing, or you're doing for something else? If it is a selfish driven, I believe in self. The first thing I need to do is work for myself, because when I am working for myself, I am working for the collective. But if I am not working for myself, I am really tampering the growth of the collective. And Saturn is going to push us in that question. Then comes Mercury, and Mercury talks about what? About the voice, about communication, being in your true essence. It doesn't say you have to be aggressive, it doesn't say you have to be violent and harsh and abusive, but it is saying to stand in your truth. The fourth most important that I love is Chiron. The, the wounded healer himself is retrograding. And what is Chiron saying? Learn from my errors. Don't look at your errors and graduate from them. It's not to be in the victim, because it's very easy to stay as a victim. This happened, that happened, everything has happened, and now we can stay in that victimhood forever. So they are all coming together, and imagine the gateway is opened. The lions and the lioness is open, sending in the beam of light through the Orion, because Orion is where the integration actually takes place. So imagine all of them are working together, bringing in that light, and you have to decide. Look at your relationship, look at yourself, look at your partners, look at your work, what is happening in all these areas. So whether it is at an emotional level, whether it is at the mental level, whether it is at a spiritual level, everything is being questioned.
Yes, everything is being questioned, and we're absolutely feeling that. I know. Indiana says, I actually felt a lot of pressure, a lot of energy that doesn't know where to go. So, what do we do with this energy? What would you say to a comment like that, where we feel the pressure? Do we just begin to do new things, get out of the old rhythms and the routines, go explore new things, do things a little differently in these energies? What would you suggest?
So right now, in fact, for the last couple of months, I have been guided to do some work with bringing in the new keys. And one of the things that I was doing was working with your oversouls. And in the last, when I was bringing in the codes for the 55 keys, what was shown to me that we are we are like the chalice. I was actually shown a visual of a chalice. So you are bringing in the energy. You have to align within you and then put it into the earth, because that's where it is most required for us. Because the minute it goes into the earth, you get anchored. You are holding the space for yourself and you're holding the space for the collective. So that's what you need to do when you are feeling. And also, you need to ask yourself the question, very important question: is this energy that is coming in, is it making me feel lighter about myself, or am I feeling diluted? Am I feeling heavy? So this period given to us is of discernment, and the remaining part of the year is going to be about discerning what am I doing. Because if we are we if the choice has to be made, it has to be from the point of that discernment. So even when you're bringing in this energy, you're bringing in this surge of energy coming in, is what kind of energy is this? What is the texture of this energy feeling like? If it is anything that is not enlightening or empowering and it is deteriorating yourself, then you need to really put it into the ground. And when you bring in an additional amount of energy, because you are now becoming the chalice, you're becoming the body, you're embodying those energies, you are also bringing it as a contribution to earth, to Mother Gaia, and the collective with it. So when you allow that energy to flow in, you get more and more anchored, and more start the crystallization in your body starts becoming more and more deeper.
Okay, thank you for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I absolutely love it. It's like, what are we doing? That is a good question. That is a good question. And it seems like that has come up a lot this year. What
Yes.
am I doing? I actually have a friend who's writing a book. What am I doing? So that is our discernment coming online, making sure that we are aligned, right? That we are working with the quantum field, bringing forward in consciousness what it is we want to create. It's almost as if there's no more room for being unconscious in this. So,
Yes.
happy creators, thank you for being conscious with us as we go through this portal. And so, as we are going through this portal and this gateway is open, we are really I love the Blu-rays, and many of us, I can tell you're a Blu-ray Zenot. I can tell by one's voice that they're a Blu-ray. And now, this is not to put anybody more elevated than anybody else, but it's a distinction. Can you go over what the Blu-ray, I mean, if we like water or we're drawn to dolphins and those things, we like the color blue, it's as simple as that. But also, what does it signify? Because the Blu-ray is the first divine will and power. So is this amplified now at this time because of this? Is it Sirius A in the Blu-ray? Can you explain more?
uh, the way I have seen, and rather what's been shown to me, is that Series A, B, and there is also a triad which is the C, which we are now beginning to feel the C, but it's normally hidden from us for various reasons. So the spectrum of Blu-rays, as I see, comes more from the B, which is more water element. That's where they are non-physical, and when the beings decided to move into the physicality of it, most of them decided to be in the form of the gentle ones, which is the being into the dolphins and the whales, and that's why our water is so sacred on earth. And the harmonics that they bring in is the harmonics of alignment. And this Blu-ray spectrum, which is the frequency field, is associated with truth, communication, crystallization. It is about soul level memory, it's remembrance. It is about aligning the truth. It is about realignment of our nervous system. It is the matrix of our body that requires us to become more and more of, of an integrated human. And recognizing, the most important thing is to recognize the power that we have. And during the Lionsgate alignment, it gets more and more amplified. The water element becomes more and more, because we are 80, 90, 80, 85% water body ourselves. The energy that we bring in starts aligning with us much more. It gets more and more amplified. So it's to release the distortion. The water is best used is to clean, is to purge, is to transmute. The rays help us with that. It helps us with our inner timeline. It helps us with our wisdom. Also, it becomes you can say it's holding our frequency. It is holding our remembrance, us to move out of our own blocks that we create for ourselves. Sukuti. So that's what it is. It is about precision. It is about stabilizing and deeply pushing ourselves to our intelligence.
Deeply pushing us to our intentions, deeply pushing us. Okay. Thank you for that. And then there's the Blu-ray temples. And actually, you are doing in the morning hours of tomorrow, morning
Yes,
hours in the US, you are doing a very special ceremony for the 8/8 infusion of harmonic light. And
yes.
this is where you're going to be taking us into the Blu-ray temples as well and working with those energies. But share with us more about the Blu-ray temples as you are aware of them.
So as I see the Blu-ray temples, they are etheric in form. Their purpose or their process is of integration, that memory that we have long forgotten. It's about very gently pushing the energies, recalibration, and bringing the rhythm. So, the Blue Ray Temple, also, as I work with, is the School of Silence. The temple is one of the places where I have seen myself working, and therefore it's about using or working with the Syrian energy and initiating the memory in this temple. And the second thing that we would be also going through is the Diamond City. And the Diamond City is, again, a non physical, etheric place holder. It's an architectural creation that will brings in new frequency, new structures, and it does is resequencing. So sometimes when you it's sometimes they come in my space as pillars. They are like pillars and pillars of diamond, of glitters. But when you go through them, they keep changing their shape, they keep changing their frequency, and then they start there's a fraction of light that comes through, so it then becomes a rainbow. So it just depends on what are you resonating at that time.
So how do we work with it then?
So the biggest thing that we have to be working is that we need to activate those energies within us, which means that when I shift my vibration, my frequency, it aligns to that, and then we start operating from that system. And through the light language, through the work, and through a process that I will be doing, and bringing in the energy to harmonize, to it's like awaken, or it's a simple thing is to remember, is to remember those energy light codes that we already have within us. It's just to bring it to the surface. It's not basically concepts that is coming out, but it will be energy fields that is going to then permeate into your existence in your day-to-day life. That's what it is going to be.
So it's important then to be very clear in our intentions and what
Yes.
Yes, because if we are not clear in our intentions, then we could just get whatever is our thoughts, or we're wasting an opportunity.
It wouldn't be a waste of any opportunities as I see, because this moment of time is given to us for choosing. And what is that we are, if that intention, if I'm going to be, like, for example, if it is that I want to experience my beingness, if that's the intention, I feel that is you are giving yourself the permission to bring in the light. You are giving this yourself the permission to be who you are. It's the fog that is there. The dilution of that fog is important. And this year is also about self judgment. So the more you heal your self judgment of your the inner critic that needs to be given a backseat. It is right now so much in the forefront. And through the work of when we do a work like this, when we work with the blue rays, we work with the in the blue temple, we work in the diamond city, what it is doing is that it is dissolving the distortion that you have. It's like literally you are giving yourself the permission to dissolve that. You're giving yourself the permission to release that. And then what you bring in, because then automatically your vibration is lifting. And so whatever you are then bringing in is of your highest good. So the first thing is that for anybody, for all of us, and this moment of time is to look at how we perceive ourselves. How do we look at ourselves? Because in our mental mind, we look at that we need to keep working hard and harder every single day. And everything that we are putting out is coming from the space of either fear or of insecurity or of anger. There is not a moment that we spend with ourselves which is not criticizing ourselves. Even though pushing yourself would mean good, like, it's good to push myself, but from which space are you pushing yourself? Is it the space of just love light for yourself, or is it pushing yourself because you're afraid that somebody else will take the opportunity, or you're afraid that you're not good enough and you are overcritical of everything that you do? And this comes to me from my own personal space. I have seen that aspect. And therefore I know when a person is saying that, oh, I'm very happy with myself, I really understand that why the push is happening. So from which space are you working? So when you are working in these architecture, if I say, just for our understanding, if when we are working through these architecture, in these architectural places, all our delusions are cleared, they are dissolved, and only thing that you walk with is that your permission that you give yourself. It's only about the permission, there's nothing else, more or less.
Who is ready to give ourselves full permission to accelerate in the light, to expand in the light? Okay, so the light architecture, this is fascinating. How does our body interface with this light architecture? Can you help us understand that?
So during the meditation and when I'm guided, it's basically when we call upon, especially at this moment also as I'm talking to you, there's a there's a beautiful presence of the blue dragon and the white dragon. And there is Archangel Metatron. And through the Merkaba, when the astral body travels, the light body travels in a pod or in a pea pod or whichever, it's kept onto your imagination and visualization. When you travel through these system, receiving energy becomes easier. So you navigate better. You're able to anchor more. You're able to receive more light.
Okay. And so receiving, uh-oh, there we are. So then receiving more light. When you do this, what do you feel in your body? Because we can feel this in our body. And do you feel it through your heart? So, like in, say, for example, in meditation, as we calm the central nervous system and we're feeling that flow of light, we could feel it in our heart space expanding. We could actually feel it in every cell of our body. And it's different for everyone. What do you experience as you go through this process?
So most often, I just feel it's light. Like there is no physical body for me. There is no emotional body. It is just it spirals, and I feel it's just I am light. I don't have any physical form. I don't see a physical form most of the time. When I am going through deep meditation, I have in my visualization, I don't see a physical form. It's sometimes I see a physical form, but most of the time it is just light. And it keeps changing. It keeps changing colors. Changes its form, and then it depends through which dimension I am going through, because in different dimension I feel different. So every time it's unique.
Then that brings up the next question of these dimensions and what you're doing in those dimensions. So, can you give us like an overview? We know three, maybe four. Can you share with us so that we can navigate those dimensions as well?
So again, first, when you start working with your energy body, that is through your emotions, when you start becoming lighter and lighter, and when you activate your Markaba, when you activate your energy field, what I have experienced is that I can go from, I can go up to dimension 12. And each dimension is a density. And it is interesting that each density is like we have five density, and we have seven. My bad. There are seven density, and these seven density can be mapped with the sevenfold constitution of human. So through each density, and each density has a dimension, a set of 333. So from which density am I moving? Is it a first density, second density? So actually it's a diagram that is there in my head. So I'm trying to explain that diagram to you. So when the energy, when we came through the source, if I say, when we entered through the light, and then we got fragmented, our single spark moved into various densities. And sometimes on Earth, if I have to just give a parallel to the density, on Earth we call that as the sevenfold constitution of the seven density. So we start from right from the ground. That is at the base level. That is your earth, or you can say mineral. Then we go to animal. Then comes the emotions. Then comes the mental. Then comes the astral, and then comes the spiritual. Similarly, when we look at the density in that manner, it is actually, you can say, it mirrors itself. And each density has a number of dimensions. So when you are moving through and navigating through these dimensions, you are going through various portals, and you are accelerating your crystalline body and your carbon energy field. Our entire plasma energy starts becoming reconfiguring in these dimensions. So it really depends on how you are working with your physical body. How much of density are you carrying within you? And the minute you start working deeper and deeper, or more and more, I rather say more and more, the more you work with your body, the more you start dislodging these heavier densities or heavier pranas, you become lighter and lighter. And that's when moving from one dimension to another dimension becomes very easy. And your masters, your teachers, your guides are always there taking you through one aspect to another aspect. And that's been my journey, and that's how I do my traveling. So I hope that helps.
That is so very cool. Thank you for sharing that. And it gives us something to work towards as well. And I love that our guides are there to assist us. So we call on our guides to assist us. Now, you mentioned the crystalline structure that as we go through these dimensions, that is crystallizing. Um, can you talk more about the crystalline memory? What is that? That seems like a multi-dimensional aspect of us. Is it our auric field? Is it related to the auric field? Is it related to the subtle bodies? What is that? Is it the quantum field? What is that crystalline memory, and how do we connect to it?
As I look at the crystalline memory, I am given the understanding of the monad and the monads. It is it is it's a quantum existence, and it is also connecting us to us in the various parallel universes or parallel dimensions that we may be existing in. The aspect of us here today is here to experience certain things, but there is so many of us. Like me, I'm just one aspect of my biggest chunk of my crystalline body, of my crystalline existence. And every time that I go and I try connecting to this, which is the monad, I become more and more, uh, and a trigger takes place, a trigger of memory takes place, or remembrance takes place for me, where I become more and more in my intelligence. And therefore, the gross reality or the illusion of the earth becomes lighter for me because I understand that I am not this physical. I am here just for an experience. And therefore, I'm not here to get rid of anything. I'm here to experience and heal it. And my crystalline experience, because it's not just it's not just one single zenith. It's just one speck of me over here. And in that monad, all of me is there. So it's like when I do work here, all of me gets healed in various dimension, and when they do some work there, I get more and more healed here. So it's like parallelly I am working, but my biggest it's more of it's my connection to my monad. And the journey of us right now is to connect to the monads. It is through the monads integrating into the spark from where we all actually came.
That feels so wonderful. That feels so beautiful. And you've explained it so well. So we're all going to go explore our crystalline existence, the wholeness of who we are, the multidimensionality of who we are across all timelines, dimensions, realities. Wow. Okay. Thank you for that. I know we're going to do a process today that
Yes.
allows us to experience more of what we're talking about in this session today, in this call. At the same time, I see this beautiful, there's a couple of questions that we can get to first.
Sure.
Steve has a question. And Steve, I just want to say that you are not alone. This is the journey for many of us. Life beats us up, all right? Life definitely beats us up, and it's how we show up to, um, why do I want to say combat that? We're not combating anything, but it's how we show up to stand our ground and to bring our essence in the face of everything. Love will prevail. Love does prevail. So Steve has a question. How would you approach realigning your energy if you have faced constant extreme levels of trauma? He says, I worked too much and damaged a nerve from bad posture from doing too many hours in an attempt to get a promotion. Despite saving them millions a year with my creations, they blocked my promotion and gave excuses. At the same time, I had a patient review and spent hundreds of hours reworking things, told it was all good to go. They denied me. I went to respond so I could get it approved, and they ignored me. And then after this, my brother died at a young age, followed by my work, forcing me to move and increasing my cost of living. I moved, then my fiance broke things off because all these events were more years of similarly painful experiences, and it makes me feel more confused. It makes me feel cursed. All right, so he's doing things with good intentions and getting mostly negative experiences. All right, I'm going to let Zenot answer that. But Steve, I want you to actually feel into the words that you wrote. Actually come into your heart and see where it is that you are playing victim. And I know that may sound a little abrupt, but you are a powerful creator. And so could it be that all of these situations is because you're needing to go in a different direction? Maybe your soul has something else for you. And so with that, Zenot, I'd like you to answer or work with Steve on this question, because he feels, right? He feels like it's never working in his favor. The cards are stacked against him. So from this, how do you rework that? How would you suggest that Steve and all of us who experience situations like this get out of that hole and reconnect into our own essence?
Kerapa yunukaya tahishela kimini seleri unakara yepun kutaraka yitiliri kituluru kutanata. Purkaya talarakariya seleri ginakada. So when we started our conversation, when we mentioned something about self and self-healing, and this year, Steve, is going to be for you is to recognize or to come into this body of you, because you have been doing things to please not yourself but everybody in your life, whether it is the job. And as I'm picking up on your energy system, it's not just on the job front. You've been wanting to try hard and hard because somewhere maybe there is this background score going on inside you that you're not enough. And when that background score, and it's deafening to the self, it's detrimental to the self to constantly saying that it's never going to be enough, even if you are enough. So if you see in your relationship, will also show that you're not enough. And the reason or excuse that could have been given at your corporate life is also being given in your personal life. Therefore, the theme, one of the themes for till we reach a point in ascension is going to be of trust. So it's not when you trust yourself, and also the amount of trauma, as Lorraine has rightly pointed, it becomes very, it's a blur line. It's very blurring to saying that this always happens to me, and then not knowingly, consciously, but unconsciously wanting to stay there, because then you can be angry, right? It's a powerful space to be in, to be angry, and your nervous system is giving you that alarm that what you have been doing is no longer going to work for you, which means your entire nervous system needs a revamping. And that is not through physical, or not only just the physical, like doing physiotherapy and doing some medication or whatever you've been advised to, but at an emotional level, the weight that you have put on your nervous system to be the best, to wanting to be recognized, be validated, be appreciated. Ilanakata yato surukuta. And as I see your energy, your ground, there is this pores in your grounding. There is not, it's not, it's the foundation is weak or due to insecurity, because there is this energy, two energies that are playing very strongly. Is one is your root is experiencing distortion, and your solar plexus is being burnt out because of lack of self confidence and sabotaging, because the next thing I see is sabotaging. But you might say, but I'm not here to sabotage myself. The non the when a corporate in a corporate, when you're not given the position that you ask for, it is a sure sign of two things: solar plexus being compromised and throat being deactivated. So solar plexus overactivated and throat deactivated. So this is 3 points that you really need to work on to get your nervous system relaxed. Secondly, there is a lot of stress hormones in your body. As I am reading through your system, there's a lot of stress because you don't know when you wake up tomorrow what's going to be something that will be thrown to you again. So just closing your eyes if it is open and karamakate yuto luruku tamakate salikita yuto ye telerikita makata ilaraka topukura katamaka so this energy of betrayal, this energy of rejection. You've been told that you are good, but you're not good enough to get a promotion. Yes, you're good to be a partner, but not good enough to become having a companion for a long-term relation. So all this, will you give yourself the permission to release it and heal this aspect of you? And wherever it is that there is this pattern, and this only pattern of you to survival, for your survival, you need to be in pain. And wherever you have told this to yourself across time, space, and dimension, that only through pain can you experience and be alive, give yourself this permission to release this now, to heal this aspect of you, that pain is equal to surviving, and only with pain you can survive. And wherever that has become your architecture of living, give yourself the permission to release that. Karapakatapakatalarakatamakatalarakatapekitulurukutu. Kamakatapukutupukutulurukuturukuturukutabakatapakatalarakatabakatalarakatabakatalarakatabakatepekitulurukutu. Emikitipikitulurukuturukuturukutulurukutupakata. Akarapakata. And stress does not mean what is happening at this moment. It's never to be, this system is not working, that system. It has nothing to do that with that at all. It's just compounded because that's what your operating system is. It's like Android version 2.0. That's the way you work. And a new upgrade is going to be rejected by your system. It's like you're trying to put an Apple application on your Android phone. It's not going to work. They're not going to be compatible. So first thing is you've got to change the device. You have got to change the way you are looking at things, perspective, point of view. And when you change your perspective and point of view, will you be able to take in the new upgrade or the new point of view that is there for you to live and not to survive, because you're right now working from a survival programming, and that's where there is this lack, or you feel the lack. Karamakatapakatapakata, larakatapakatulurukutu, akarakatarakatarakatapikitulurukutu, larikitinikitipikitulurukutu, annakutarakata, ikipikitulurukutu, satakitilurukutu, atikitikitirikiturukutirikitaniki, akipikiturukutu, likite, antkitarakatarisitirikitarakata. So just take gentle breath in and out and tell us how you are feeling at this moment now. And may I request that when I'm working, then at that moment, just be with me and avoid typing, so that then there is a distortion again that happens because the mind then takes over. Then the energy is coming through. Definitely, you're receiving it, but the mind is also saying, "Oh no, I have to do this." So if you can just now type and tell us how you're doing.
Yes, Steve, you can type or you can unmute yourself. You won't be on camera. It's just us. How are you doing? How is that? And Steve says that current stress, yeah, he's been on the phone with Comcast. That'll cause a little stress. Well, I hope that you felt that, Steve. He did say gotcha. He still feels a little tense.
The tense,
Yes, a little
sorry.
tense.
So if you can give a number to this tense, because it's still tense, the energy is shifting. It can become 10 or it can become 0. So just become mindful. The thing about, as we are saying, this year is about discernment. So the choices that you're going to make, you've got to ask every minute of your existence, is this contributing to me?
Uh-huh.
Not to the ego you, but to me. the child? Is it going to make me feel, and is it wanting me to become wanted, important? So, from which space is it? Because of fear that the world will reject you? Which space are you operating from? And that is what will keep you, give you that power. Because if you are working from the space of fear, then you need to heal that fear. If you're working from the space of, I'm doing this because I feel light, I feel there is a smile that comes, I feel that I get goosebumps when I'm doing it, then do more of that. This year for you is going to be not challenging. I don't like using that word challenging. It is this period is for you to awaken, to get into your power, because right now you're dependent on various factors. A lot of factors are creating your reality, and it is going to make you feel dependent on more and more things.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. And Steve did reply. So what we're going to do now is there's a couple other questions, and we're going to feel into the field of our group. And we're going to actually feel into each of our own lives going these past few weeks and the shifts that have been underway in just these past few weeks. And work with this transmission that Zenot's going to offer, some light language to help alleviate and shift some of these denser frequencies. But what we see coming up is, let's see, I've got one from Leilani who says, I've been experiencing more pain than usual in my lower back and knees. Is it because of the energy of the Lion's Gate? And then we have another beautiful soul, Manisha, that asks, how can I release years of betrayal and trauma and receive financial abundance and invite a loving partner? These questions are really what you were talking about as we set the premise for this call, that this is what we're all going through. We want to clear out the trauma and the betrayal and any of those negative energies. And we want to open for financial abundance. I mean, it doesn't have to be financial, but abundance in general, abundance and prosperity, and actually relationships. This is where we're going. So if we're feeling this way right now, get ready for this transmission that will help us shift this. And Steve, Zena, you can see the note from Steve here, and he's like, he just, he feels he's being used at work, and it makes him feel gross. That's exactly what Zenot was talking about. What can you do? And you have a patent. I would say focus on your patent. That brings you joy. That brings you those goosebumps. That helps you leave the sense of space and time because you're doing what makes your heart sing. So thank you for that. And then Zenot, here is another, a little nugget to add to our pool. Rhonda is experiencing consistent procrastination. And this is what I was referring to as well, that it's so easy. We can say, I've got an idea for something, but then there's the resistance. So all of these insights that everyone brings is really good for all of us. So we're going to put this in a collective pool, and Zenot is going to help us
So,
shift these.
one thing before we move, there are a few words from the dictionary I would like to remove, and one of the word is procrastination, because there is no word like procrastination. Procrastination would be that for every aspect of you, you wouldn't have showed up for this call, because getting up, dialing in, and being in this space does not mean that you are either procrastination, which could have been that the call has got over and you didn't show up for the call, but you're showing up, which means that you're not procrastinating. The question that you need to ask yourself is that if you achieve what you are heading for, what will happen? So if you're looking at abundance or you're looking at a partner, if that partner shows up, then what will happen? The biggest answer that I know for the fact that most would may experience or feel is that it is going to be short lived. The partner will go away, the money will fizzle out, or my money will be taken away, or my partner will cheat on me. So I better not go there or not be there, but I want it to happen. So, first is to work to release that. And that is where, when we are working in this timeline of the Blu ray and we're bringing in the working in the temples, when we are progressing or when we want to move from point A to B, as Einstein said, you need the displacement has to happen. And the displacement is of your point of view, because you are holding, like I remember this when we in younger days when I used to love, I still love physics. So you are holding a big huge boulder on your head the whole day, but you haven't moved. Einstein would say that there is no work done, even though you feel physically tired, because work is only done when there is displacement, and that displacement is your point of view that you have towards things. What will happen when you have abundance? What are you going to do with that abundance? What are the fears that come up with that, imagining that abundance to happen? It's when we start releasing those nuggets, is when you can, when you are then bringing in the new energy, you're able to anchor them better, and then you don't feel that procrastination. There is no word, and I still stand by this. And even if anybody challenges, because this is my point of view, that there is no word as procrastination, there is no word as lazy. Nobody is lazy. If the men, or your partner says, I'm lazy, I don't want to go, it's not the partner is lazy, it's just that doesn't want to say this, that I want to rest today, so I'm lazy, I'm feeling lazy. You can't feel lazy.
Thank you for that. That again makes us feel good. Thank you. Thank you.
Bless you.
And
Thank you.
I'm checking in with our YouTube live stream, and beautiful, beautiful Peggy over there says she really resonates. Ditto with Steve. And, so you're not alone, Steve, but you are in a position to be empowered. And this empowerment comes from yourself. So let's have Zenot lead us on a empowerment frequency episode here. The light language that you shared earlier, we're all feeling it. We have Mark in our YouTube channel saying he feels much better. We all feel much better. We have a heart with a smile on it, and that is coherence, and that is how we affect our field. We literally shift because we feel better. So it's up to you how you're dealing with your feelings. So, Zenot, thank you for this. Let's go on a little journey here.
Thank you, Lorraine. Karakaya Suya Larakata. So I have been guided to work with you all in the field of the Orion Belt in Mintaka. So we will be journeying through Mintaka today. And Mintaka is a place, Kai Silurukuta, and especially Mintaka is a place of integration. And we have the dolphins, and we have the whales, and we have the whispers of the water. Tamiketaya tapokutululukuta karakataikitululukuta. And so we visiting and we've been taken through Mintaka is through the channel of fire, through the dragon line. The white dragon, the rakatala rakate iketolo ruko ikitala rakata, and the blue dragon, imiketolo ruko topukata isapakatala rakata. So what we are going to do is we're just going to breathe into the energy at this moment that is coming through with love light. Kimiketo otolara hinama karikito pikito asarakata pakatala rakata pikito unukutu pakata rikiti pikito akita pikito unukutu pukutu rukutu akara pakata pakata rakata pakatinka tarikito lurukutu rukutu pukata rakata pakata rakati pikito lurukutu aku nakata pakata pikito lurukutu mukutu rukutu pakata pikito utu sutu rukutu rukutu rukati kitirikita. And as you give yourself the permission turukuta nakata to turukutu pakata rakata pakata larakata pakata larakata to receive what is required for your highest good. Tarkiyatalarakatapakata. Kurupakatalarakatapikitulurukuta. Imikitalarakata. As you acknowledge that you are a living frequency, karapayatalarukinamakatalakata. You are the source of integrity and you are the integrity itself. Ilirikitupikiulurukutamaki, itipikitulurukuta. Palanikatipikitulurukuta. And as you give yourself the permission to bring in the energy of your natural, of your coherence, of your soul alignment, Ikilarakatamaka, with clarity, with balance, with trust. And so, as you prepare for you have your guides, masters, teachers all around you, protecting you, holding the space for you. And as you're breathing in and breathing out, we are Akita pikitulu rukutu pakatarikata makatarikata ukutu tikituru tasatakatanka rukutu makatarakatarakata kirikaturu kuturu 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 kuta. Each one of you on this call, and also when you listen into these recordings, you have a aspect of you from the land of Mintaka. You have a deep connection with Mintaka. And that is today amplified as we are peaking towards the 8-8. Ilarekita pikito lurukuta makatalaraka, Isarakata pikatalaraka makatalaraka pikitolurukuta mukutolurkata pikitolurkata makitolurukuturus pakatarakata makatarakata, Karakatarakalurukutu pukutolurukutu pakatin katakitarakatarakatarakata, Tarakatarakatarakatarakata, and Kirikitulurukutu and you are here in this beautiful energy of water. It is safe for you to be. You can find yourself inside the water. You can find yourself sitting on top of the water. It is all divine perfect. And if you don't see anything, it's also perfect. And you have these beautiful dolphins. Takito etararakatamakata and the whales around you. Ilarakatapikitulurukuta, kanakatapakatarikitulurukuta makatapikitulurukuta makatarakatapakataikurukutupukutu, ankitupikitarakatapikitunukutupikitarikitapikitulurukuta, tarkitanakata. And the sky is being revolved with the energy of the dragon. Kanikatarakatulurukutumukutulurukuta, isakatanikito okutulurukuta, akikurukutumukutulurukuta, akanakatapikitulurukutumukutalarakatamakatapakatalarakatam. Nakatami ketupiki tuluruku tamakata, Kimiki tipiki tuluruku tumuku tupakatalaraka tamakatalarkata, Kimiki tipiki tuluruku tumuku tuluruku tamakatipiki tuluruku tupakatalarkata, Kiki tipiki tipiki talaraka tamakatarakata, Panana namakatalaraka. And so today you are here redefining your frequency channels. Kirikita pikitalaraka pikitulukut pakadam kitalaraka pikitulurkut pakatalaraka parapakatarakat pikitulurkut pukuturukut mikit pikitulurkut pikitalaraka pikitanaka pakatalaraka karapakat pikitulurkut pukuturukut pikitalarkit tikit pikitutututukitanaka tarakata akarakat pakatanan kitikitu ushuna katayatanakata waku ushukutukutiyatanamaka ishasini kiturukuturukut pukuturukut pakati kitipikitulukita tekati tusututurukuturukuturukuturukutu aki kilurukuturukutu pakata akarakat pakata nikitu pikitulurukutu pukuturukutu pakata. Feel the softness Ikenakatarakata of the water touching you. Katahasanakatalarakata, and experience the expansion that takes place in this space. Ilarakatamakatapalarakatu ikitulurukutarakata. Ikitipikitulurukutapakata rikitulurukutalarakata. Asarakatamakatapalarakata. And as the water touches, katikiturukutunukutarakata, and this water carries the harmonics of the whale. Kiti itulurukutumakata, ikitipikitulurukuta asankinikitalarakata, isakitalarakata, and as it touches, there is expansion in your crystalline remembrance field. Ikilukutupukutulurukutamaki ikitulurukuta, akanakatapaku, ishtatikitupik, unukutupukutulurukutapakatarakata, and as your emotional clarity starts becoming more and more pronounced, you experience your existence before the distortion. Karakato itokoto lorokoto pokoto arakata pakata likinamikita itutsuta katalarakata. Before the confusion, before the noise. Kita ikoto rokoto pokoto lorokota. Akarakata pakata larakata makata karakata pakata larakata. Karakato mukutu pataketerekoto rokoto kutu tutsarkata. Before you scattered, before you became fragments. Itelarikata namakata larakata. Before you put in those pressures. Karahasa karakata nakatarata. You've been given the guidance to look at time before time. Kurahaya nakara, emiketo otsayata na hakuna, emiketo okana haka, itaisha ke oto kurukuta hana, kuto pisama kutu, amkuto ukutu rukutu pukutu lurukutu pakata pakata larakata, ikite pekito lurukutu mukutu lurukutu lurukuta larakata. And the crystalline beings, when they connect with your crystalline energy, they're holding the space for you. Kutupukutu nakatapakata. Kitirikitu utututu sanakatapikitu lurukutapa. Akanakutu utututu lurukutapakatapikitu. Lurukutapakata larakatapikitu lurukutupukutu. Akanakatapikitu luruktepetu sapatapikitu lurukutupukutu lurukutapakata. Kikitukutu urukutupukutu nakatapikitu lurukutapakatapikitu. Akatikitu lurukutupakata. Aku rukutu lurukutamakatipikitu lurukutupakateri lurukutu pakati pikito lurukuta per pakati pikito lurukutu pikiti mikiti pikito lurukutu kata pakata lara kata pikito lurukuta isara katara kito rukutu nakata kito lurukutu. Each touch has a memory. Kare kata lara kata deep memory. San kata lara kata deep intelligence. Sarakata rukutu rakata. The moment gives you this time, this presence, this moment gives you that opportunity to tap into that. Kunakata hasapakata, imikito pukuto lurukuta pakata, ikete pikito lurukutu pukuto lurukuta pakata pikito lurukutu pukuta pakata larakiti pikito lurukutu pukuto lurukutu pakata, karapakata pikito lurukutu pikito lurukutu pakata, itimakata pakata larakata pakata nukutu nakata. Ahantaha samahana makatulurukutu pukutu pikito lurukuta nakitiri kitulurukutu rikitiri kiturukutu nukutu nakata. Karakata pakata larakata mikito lurukuta pakata rakata. The lesson or the message that's coming through for each one of you is to acceptance of self, of who you are, of this moment, of this time. Is to remember. Karahi kito ito ko talarakata. Imi kito pikito lurukuto pakata lurukuto mukuto likito pakata hindi kito pikito nukuto pakata rikito pikito utata pakata nikita. Ikito pikito lurukuto pukuto nukuto pikito rikito pikito lurukuto pakata nikito pikito lurukuto pakata pikito lurukuto. Akiti pikito lurukuto mukuto rikito patas pakata mikito lurukuto pakata. Aki nukuto rukuto pukuto lurukuto pakata pikito lurukuto pakata ikito rukuto pakata pikito lurukuto. Itarate titi rukuto pakata rikito rukuto rakata. And supporting you through this memory, supporting you through this channel. Karahasakita yuto no kutalarakatara, pikitu pia sanama kutalarakata. Ibiki esipiki tubiki yuto lurukuta nakata. Ibiki to hurukutu pokuta hasakata makata. Amukutu rukutu pokutu lulukutu makata pakata makata larakata. Allow the water, the harmonics of the water, sakito to kutunukuta, to release. Whatever it is that is no longer serving you. Amukutulurukuta pakata ikitulurukuta larakata makata larakata. Kipikitupukutu pakata. And as you are preparing, karahasa makata larakata. Imikitulurukutu makata larakata. There is stabilization taking place. Amukuturukutu pakata pikitulurukutu pakata pikitulurukutu rikiti pakata nakata pikitularakata. Karapakata pikitulurukutu pakata hasakata rikitulurukutu. There is a lot of shift taking place in your heart center, in your throat, in your pineal gland. There is a lot of clearing happening. Allow this to happen with ease. Kahasanakata, as the coherence takes place. Isamakatalarakata, as the harmony starts to begin to become your new reality. As you remember yourself, Hasana kata makata, sana makata, sana makata pakata, lara kata pakata, palara kata pakata, lara kutu nukutu pukutu, iki pikitu pukutu, lurukutu pakata, lara kata. As these inner tides brings in the rhythm, kiripiki, kiripiki, piripikite, as you dissolve the fragmentation, siriki, irukita, nikita, rakata, irakita, pikita, rakata, rakata, and as you raise your frequency, as you raise your vibration, your notes are now different. Your notes are of your original blueprint, your template. Nakuta itana mati yotolorukota. Eme lalamani ke alarape ke atalarakata. Eme namani anamakata larakata. Now carry this rhythm within you, with ease. Ilirikitolorukota nakatarakata. The rhythm is your gift from the land of Mintaka. Iketo sarakata makata likito rukoto nomokoto lolokoto lolokuta larakata. It is now your tone, it's now your reality. Kirikito rukoto bahasa makata larikito rukoto. So taking that deep breath inside you, kutukatahasana katamakata, receiving this energy with ease. Takiturukutumukutulurukutamakatarakatarakata. Ikirataha sarikitanamakatarakata. Tanikitarakata. Sarikitalarakata. Nikitaharakata. And as your whales, your dolphins, hasanakatarakata, and the purity of the pure, kanami kitulurukuta, looks at you, gives you their love, gives you their support. And with that in your heart, of the heart, in your higher heart, coming back to the place where you're sitting or lying down. Open your eyes whenever you're ready and have lots of water, please.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. The memories of Mintaka and the blue ray and the water for me was very visual. And I wonder how everyone is doing. We have someone in our Danielle, beautiful Danielle, says, I'm crying because I miss my home, Mintaka. You are a blue ray, Danielle. And she says, I am now the wave of water within peacefully transversing earth now.
God bless.
Love it. Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The energetics of this is so crystal clear and sparkly. I love it.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you.
So we will continue to integrate this. And again,
Yes.
drink water because as we know, something shifted here. And then how do you suggest we move through these next hours? Again, this is a great time to invite people for another activation with you tomorrow morning. And I'm going
Yes.
to put the link for that. But otherwise, integration time from this. Tell us more.
So be aware of your dream state. And some of us do get vivid dreamings. Some are can do lucid dreaming. Be very aware of what message or what are you seeing in your dreams. Second thing that I have that will really help is continuing the grounding, because the more you keep yourself grounded, the more distortions become even more thinner and thinner. And this time is very potent, very, very potent for being quiet. So the more you are quiet, you're able to anchor more energy, because everything requires energy. So the more quiet you are, what we have received today at Mintaka is going to help when you work with further, when you work on the 8-8 gateway, and when we are working in the temples of the blue ray, it really further helps in that becoming more and more stronger. I feel in this time that we are, it's an experience that we had all signed up for. Us meeting together, us interacting together is just by design, it's not by accident. So we have all signed up to be here and to experience this time and to experience our physicality. The more we get tired of our physicality, the work becomes more and more difficult. So I would say that the more we become acceptance of self, minus the judgment, and give the inner critic some cooling off time, our experiences will become different because our point of view will be different. We will not look at this thing, same thing, with the same point of view. Our point of view will be different. It will be either right now you're looking at the glass half empty, but you would also now start looking at it, the glass is half full. Because the point of view is what is required to change. The more we resent ourselves, the more the work becomes tougher. So the more we can give gratitude to this body that we have received, because this was our signed off journey to come and experience. Yes, we miss home. We all miss home. But that was this is what our journey is because we signed up for this. So the more we become acceptance of this, returning to the monad or to your higher self or to the spark or to the divinity, whatever you call, becomes faster and easier. So when we say the more you resist, the more it persists, it's really applicable for all of us in this time. And also in our ascension, when we in the ascension process, when we say we want to just get rid of things, it's nothing you can get rid of. You've got to heal because that's the journey you have signed up for. So the more we become self acceptance and self, more from self and not from the pressure of the world, our journey becomes easier. I think that's the message that's coming through. I am just speaking. Thank you, Lorraine, for listening through.
No, it's very powerful and potent, as was the activation of the light language and acceptance of self. That's worthy of all of us writing that down. Self-love. Self-love is what shifts us more than judgment, minus the judgment, let's say. Self-acceptance of self minus the judgment is that message that came through. We don't have to judge ourselves. We are our own worst critic. And what if we flipped that, as you were saying, into this radical acceptance of self? Wow, we have shifted if we can do that. That is the journey, and it's beautiful when we get there. So one foot in front of the other. I want to thank everyone for receiving this beautiful transmission. And Zinat, I'd love for you to share as we invite everyone to join us in the early morning hours, 6:30 a.m. Pacific, 9:30 a.m. New York time. This is an opportunity to really start your day on the 8-8 portal in a frequency of high vibrational light. Do you want to share more on what we'll experience in this transmission tomorrow?
So, as I've been given the guidance, and I think it will only get more and more clearer as I go through the day in the morning tomorrow, uh, I am being told that there will be work done through the meditation that I will be taking people through. And I see a lot of light codes coming through, a lot of pillars of codes that are coming through, and that will be anchored during the call. And I am also seeing a lot of work that will be done perhaps at the both level at Orion as well as in Syrian. Depending on the group energy, I will be guided to go further with what needs to be done at that moment. And I think what one needs to come with an intention is that I'm here willing, and that's all, because the willingness is the most important thing for anything to happen. Because before, if there is no willingness, there is nothing. I that's my point of view. And the willingness to be present or the willingness to receive is going to be what will come through for the session. So I am really open to receiving what comes through, and I'm looking forward to that.
So are we. Thank you for offering this on a beautiful
Welcome.
gateway portal, and we invite everyone to join us. How exciting is this? And it's recorded if you cannot join live or if you want to listen to it again. and feel these frequencies. This is our power, everyone. This is our connection to our soul, and you're only getting stronger at it, better at it. As we clear out the density, then we activate our DNA and our light body with the light language that Xenot brings through. And then from there, we absolutely go cosmic, where we are connected to our family, our star families, our soul family, and we become a galactic citizen. That's the journey. So wherever you are, we invite you to use the tools that are here on the planet to assist you in that. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow with Xenot. The link is in the description where you're watching this video or on the page that got you to this program today. You'll see that. And we're really excited for you to receive these frequencies. Xenot, thank you. You have elevated us today, and we are feeling the love and the will, the strong will of the blue ray as this portal is open.
Thank
So,
you.
as we conclude our program, I want to give you a moment for any. Oh, I'm feeling you've got another message to come forward.
Kuyana nike poya salike una kai shekela du sila kuna kila rakata. You are not alone. You can never be alone. Kai kyoto sa kena lilu to shilekena katalara kai ti sulurukuta. You came as a group. Kilaki makota lahi tapehu sukoto lurukuta larakata. You're contributing as a group. Karakeuto salarketa miketo lurukata. And so you've never been alone, and we will never let you be alone. Kimukuta ita hi samukuto lurukuta nakata. All that you need to do is to call on us. Imike oto lurukata, and whenever you feel you're in the darkest moment of your life, Ike makata larakata, we are right there, standing there, holding space for you. Kinamukota hismukota larakata mukota miketo okoto lurukota. Even if you have numbed yourself, we are still there listening to you. Namukota ito rukuta larakata, in the silence of your heart, we are still beating. Kanukuta ito mahasamukota niketa larakata. Imiketo lurukoto mukota larakata. Your power is undefeatable. Tamukota hishmakati. Imiketo oto lurukota makata larakata. Your power is ever growing. Kata hamakata hishamakata larakata. Imiketo lurukoto makata. Namukata inamukata larakita peketo lurukuta maka nikita peketo lurukuta pa atamakata esokoto lurukuta mukuta larakata. We will show up. Parahana makayata larakata, and we will always show up for you. Kanamiketo lurukuta pakata. It's the idea of you. Kanamukuta larakata rakata that you have of yourself. Emiketo lurukuta makata larakata, the distortion of you. Katapaka hito mukuta larakata that you hold so dearly of yourself. Tamiketo rukata miketa larakata. And so when you let this distortion go, and when you trust yourself, we step in. But you discern and you make the choice. And we will come and support you. And so it is, and so it shall always be. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, and so it is, and so it shall always be. And for this, we are so grateful to you, Xenot.
Thank you.
And we're grateful to every heart who is here receiving this, whether live on YouTube, on Zoom, or even the replay. This is timeless, and it is your energy that you are connecting with, and our hearts are open, and the shift is here. The shift within ourselves is so much better. Thank you, Xenot.
Thank you. God bless you. God
Thank
bless
you,
you. Thank you,
everyone.
everybody. Thank you very much for being here with us. Thank you.
And again, we invite you to join Xenot in her upcoming transmission of light for you, exclusively to assist you on an accelerated path. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you for listening to this quantum conversation, and thank you for dancing with us to the cosmic heart. As we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. This show is dedicated to you and all awakening hearts, as we are here to shine our bright light and amplify our love. I'm Loren Gailey, and from my sacred heart to yours, I honor your magnificent love and light. This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Access information, education, and videos on living from the heart in unity consciousness. Visit newearth1.com.